I didn't know anything about modern media marketing as far as like internet personalities go. I didn't know how that was marketed or what the process was or how much it costs. Or I knew nothing. I didn't know if it cost 5 cents or if it cost $5 million. I didn't have a clue. So I Googled it, and a marketing firm came up in the search, and I called the number and I talked to an agent with this firm, and I threw out a number. It was only a couple $100. I just threw out a number. And I said, "Can you do something with my stage name, JP Ward, Jaypward, as you know?" And he said, "Yeah, sure." And we exchanged information, and I hung up. And within 24 hours, the only thing that the only thing that I can come up with is he sent out a massive email to his team and directed them to Google my name 500 times a piece and just interact with whatever shows up in the Google search. Because my likeness on the internet, it didn't go viral at all, not even in the same ballpark, not at all. But I could tell that, Twitter pages and Flickr and Photobucket and YouTube and Instagram and just all the platforms and stuff that I had used over 20 years were interacted with within the last 24 hours. I could tell that happened. It wasn't millions, it wasn't even thousands. It was just a little bit, it just kind of bumped up. And he called me back on my cell phone and asked me if I was satisfied. I was like, "Yeah, I guess." I mean, I don't know exactly what you did, but it worked, at least on some level. And I asked him, where he was located, and he said Northern California. And I said, do you do this a lot? Is this is this your full time job? Is this your business? And he said yes. And I said, do you have like a team, or like how does it work? And he says, he had people all over the world. It was a worldwide marketing firm located in Northern California that was directed at the internet. That catered to the internet. And I said, "Do you have a lot of internet people, like influencers or whatever?" And he said, "Yeah, that's mainly who I cater to." I was like, "Wow." I said, I mean, I only gave you a couple $100. I mean, what's the most somebody ever gave you?" And he was like, "You don't want to know." I'm like, "Is it like over 10,000?" And he started laughing. I was like, "Oh, over 100,000, $100,000?" He started laughing again. I'm like, "I don't even want to know." So like, basically, he broke it down where like a lot of influencers will prime like a service, like they'll prime like an Instagram account, or they'll prime a YouTube channel or a TikTok, meaning they'll give this guy a ton of money to get to trip the algorithm, as they say, and then that will get the ball rolling, for them to make money and to whatever they do. And and I gave him a couple $100, and it didn't do that for me. So I guess it would take 100 grand or $1 million in order to actually do something like that. Like if you were a musician and you wanted to stay independent and but actually get a response from the people, I mean, I guess you'd have to do something like that. But if you don't have a marketing machine behind you and you're doing your own marketing, I mean, I mean, I don't know what the difference between that and paying a DJ $500 to play your song on the radio. It's pretty much the same thing, right? In my view, anyway. Um, or all those old marketing tricks that advertising people used to do, and product placement, and you have to pay for that stuff. So I mean, why would it be any different on the internet using a marketing firm or an agency to promote what it is you do to get the ball rolling until it catches on or whatever? I don't know. I obviously I have a small business background, and momentum is a very powerful thing. It's the only thing that really matters, at least when you're first starting out. So it made sense. I didn't know the extent of cost. I didn't know the financial cost. I don't really know anything about social media. I kind of just do this. I kind of just talk shit and post stuff and post old videos, and whatever videos have been taken down off the internet the last 25 years, I've just been putting them back up, and hoping that they go viral naturally, because I sure as hell don't have $1 million to spend on marketing for my 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 internet alter ego. So I don't know. Just an interesting fact I learned.